Dear students, today I shall be discussing with you on the unit Money and Banking, which has been included in the macroeconomics part of your economics class 12th syllabus. So, in this particular chapter, Money and Banking, we will be studying about money, its meaning, its functions. We will be studying about the supply of money. We will study about money creation by the commercial banking system. We'll study about the central bank and its functions. Okay, so before moving ahead into money, so we have to talk about a little bit, we'll talk about the background which led to the creation of money in our as a part of our civilization. Okay, so let us go back a few thousand years back, and let us try to assess that what circumstances and what situation led to the creation of money as a part of our life. So in the beginning of our civilization, if you all of you know about the life of early man that we have read in our history, you'll find people used to hunt and fulfill their requirements, needs. So gradually people started to settle down, then they started to cultivate. Okay, so now when people started to settle down and cultivate, so what happened is that they specialized in some particular one or two crops, okay, or had or kept animals as pets. Okay, so all those things continued in the very initial stages of human civilization. And at that time, so one individual or one particular, say, family could not produce most of the food grains, vegetables or other requirements alone. So they needed help of their neighbors, of people living in a particular area. So they used to exchange goods. So they used to exchange. Somebody is say cultivating rice, is exchanging for say a wheat, okay, or say vegetables. So there was this exchange system prevalent. I'm talking about some thousand years back. So at that time, so there was an exchange system going, and that exchange system was called the barter system or the barter economy, where goods were exchanged for goods. So that was a direct barter of goods and sometimes services too. But this barter system had one very typical problem, the problem of double coincidence of ones. Now, what was that double coincidence of ones? Now, what happens? Suppose today I am cultivating rice and I need vegetables. I need, say, potato. Okay, so I have to search somebody who is cultivating potato and needs rice. Say I am cultivating rice, my friend is cultivating rice, all my neighbors are cultivating rice. Now there cannot be any barter, because rice for rice, no, that is not an exchange. So for an exchange to happen, for a barter to happen, the wants of two persons must coincide, and that was a problem in most of the cases. Now say a particular person has cultivated potato, but he does not need rice, he needs wheat. Now understand the situation. The person who is cultivating wheat needs rice, does not need potato. So those kind of difficulties always happened, and meeting such coincidences, I mean double coincidences, had a lot of problems. And gradually this barter system became less and less popular. Okay, another problem which the barter system had is that there was a lack of common measure of value, like how much of potato for how much of rice. So those difficulties always happen. Nobody could store their value, their wealth. Nobody could make a deferred payment. So those kind of difficulties were seen in barter exchange or barter system. And then the civilization went ahead and started with finding something which can act as a common denominator for measuring all goods and services. So they came up with something which can be commonly accepted and used as a unit of measuring different goods and services. So there comes, or there takes place, the birth of money. So if you see, I have shared with you a few notes, okay, in the form of PDF. There, if you will see that money, what is money? Money was that medium or that particular thing that is going to serve a lot of purposes, that is going to like rid the people of the limitations or difficulties they were facing in barter exchange. So what did money do? So money was something which was used as a medium of exchange. So money is something which is taken up, accepted by people, that this will be used as a common unit which is accepted by everybody, which will be used and which will perform the functions of what? Of the medium of exchange, that everybody can exchange their commodities using this particular thing. The thing is the money. The thing can be anything. The thing used to be coins. The thing became gold, copper. The thing became iron metals. The thing is now paper. The thing is some bearer check. So that thing is the money. So it can take any form, but it has to be accepted by everyone. Today if you go with a 2000 rupees note and you want to purchase something, you offered it somebody, will somebody tell you, no, I'll not take that? No, everybody is going to accept that. Why? Because that is the medium of exchange. So that acceptability is very important. So the civilization thought that let's come up to something which will enjoy this acceptability and can be freely used for making payments or accepting too. So that is nothing but a medium of exchange. Second, it will serve the purpose of measure of value. So how much of rice will be how much of the money? How much of the rice will cost how much of potatoes? It's very difficult to measure. It will be arbitrary in nature. But if it is in a particular thing, the thing again I am saying is money, then what happens is that there is some uniformity. The measure of value becomes very, very easy. There is a common denomination based on which every good and services can be measured. So it serves that purpose of measure of value. Third is it will act as a standard of deferred payment. Now obviously, since it is a medium of exchange, since it is a measure of value, you can make payments later on too in forms of money, or that thing whichever is termed as money. So you can delay your payments, you can borrow money, you can lend money, and again accept after a period of say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years in same denomination. There is no loss of value. So that was like facilitated by the origin of money. Then a store of value, you are having abundant of it, you are having more than you need it, you can store it so that in future if you meet with some uncertainties, so you can save your money, you can secure your future with that money. So anything which basically served these four functions: the medium of exchange, the measure of value, the standard of deferred payment, and the store of value, is money. So money, hence, over the years, if you see, it had been coins, it had been currency notes, it had been checks, so many things had been money. Now you have bitcoins, they are money, isn't it? You have your accounts where you can store your money, you have your digital wallets, so everything is money. But what is the requirement? The acceptability. Everybody needs to accept that as money, to be used as money. So if you go to the definition of money, what is money? Money is anything which is generally accepted as a medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value, and means for standard of deferred payment. Okay, so that is the definition of money. So, and in another way, you can also observe that money has overcome all the difficulties or drawbacks of the barter system. In the barter system, the medium of exchange was dependent on double coincidence of ones, is overcome by money. There was no uniformity measure of value, overcome by money. But a barter system, there was a problem with the store of value overcome by money, and there was no standard for deferred payments in barter system. It is overcome by money. So money has come up in the civilization and has removed all the difficulties faced by the earlier implemented barter system, and now things have moved forward and have facilitated trade and commerce in our civilization. Okay, so this is the first part of this particular chapter, money and banking. So in the subsequent lectures we shall be moving forward. Okay, so you go through each of the pages in the PDF that I have shared with you, and in case if you have any questions, any confusion, you can ask me. Okay, in the next class we shall continue forward, and in the meantime you will maintain a copy, and in the copy you will write two questions. The first question is what are the different functions of money, question number 1, and question number 2, what are the limitations of barter system. Okay, so in your own words you will try to write very short answers. What are the functions of money and what are the limitations of barter system or barter exchange. You will do this and you will send me the picture in the WhatsApp group. Thank you.